Good morning. So this is Sketchbook 24. Warning, this whole book is about being in paediatric intensive care, just so you know. Okay, let's do this. First of all, big shout out to everybody on the critical care unit at John Radcliffe Hospital. You guys are awesome. So obviously, she was in PICU because she was extremely poorly. It was a very frightening time. So this is there's going to be lots of highs and lows in this one. I remember sitting looking at this dappled shade. I just didn't know what else to do, so I just stared at the shifting light. This was June last year. So John Radcliffe is not where we, it's in Oxford, which isn't where we live. So it also means families are kind of not torn apart. That would be wrong. I mean, also Ronald McDonald House here, which is where I stay, is incredible, and there's enough beds for everybody, so the whole family can stay. But obviously, they have to keep going to work and college, so I stay here and they're there. So one of the things you have to do on PICU as a parent or a carer is you can't break down. I mean, in the end, to be honest, you do, but at first you're just trying to hold it together, and it didn't feel to me like suppressing my emotions. It felt like undoing them. I had to dismantle them. So I would do that. I would dismantle those feelings and go back to be with my girl. It's a sort of weird, subtle difference. It's quite hard to explain. Obviously, it's totally overwhelming in every possible way. You feel literally everything you could possibly imagine, including intense joy, bizarrely, and awe at the staff and what they do in a heartbeat. Yeah, you feel a lot of that. One of the things I didn't realise is that patients are often conscious, and our daughter certainly, they encouraged her to wake up, and so you would need to try and keep her spirits up, keep talking to her, but obviously through pretty major drugs that she was needing to keep her going at the time. So you try to be brave and there for your kid, but it's difficult. This is obviously it's a bit of a play on Ceci n'est pas une pipe. I was talking about how really that's not a door, it's a portal to parallel universe. You go through that door, you're somewhere else completely. So the difficulty for our daughter was every time they tried to extubate her, it failed. But there were phases where it looked like, maybe, just maybe it was going to work, and she'd made it onto a CPAP mask, and you would sit there staring at the monitors, just willing them. And of course, they never did in my daughter's case, and she ended up needing a tracheostomy and is doing brilliantly now. And you know what? Sometimes the professionals get it wrong, and you have to call them out, even if you really like them. I personally find that really difficult, but I drew that to remind myself that's an important thing to remember. Okay, this is a tough image, but it's how I experienced the place. It's so intense. The staff are so dedicated, but we all know why we're there, and this is the truth of it. I am honestly, people who work in critical care are extraordinary people. It was just quite dull, you sit there for hours and hours and hours with an awful lot of beeping machines, a cacophony of beeping machines. And so, yeah, sure, I scrolled my phone. I really did scroll my phone. That's just one of the times. She was so desperately frightened, she reached out to me. It's very tough. As usual, I am not pulling punches. Oh. Cookie. As I said, there was a lot of tedium. Can't really get a good shot of that. There we go. Oh, please don't fall over, phone. Okay, onwards. One of the lovely consultants, we just laughed because he sort of came over and said, "Hi, how are you?" And I was like, okay. And he said, "I don't know why I asked that question." It's a ridiculous question to ask for someone when their child is in PICU. Yeah, very tongue-in-cheek. You know, it was this semi-lightless bunker, and the temperature was mostly either freezing or just really, really stuffy and uncomfortable. It really was not paradise. Physios are the absolute bomb. They turned my daughter's life around. They had her, whilst fully ventilated, they even got her standing with a lot of help and support. But they are dudes, and they are indomitable. Yeah, so I did struggle. I had some very difficult times. There was a psych team on the ward who were incredibly helpful. But we were in PICU for 97 days, I think it was, something like that. It was a long time. But this is because I overheard, it was one of the, I think, ENT doctors described the entire team, like matter-of-factly, they're known as the intensivists, and it just sounded like some kind of Marvel poster to me. So this is my attempt at drawing the consultant team as a Marvel poster. And yeah, this is the truth of it. I mean, they're such an incredible team, and the dark humour is to die for. It really did keep me going, but it is utterly terrifying. But there's also a real beauty. There's so much care, you know, the attention to things like trying to make my daughter's hair look nice, or putting, you know, like Disney duvet covers on or whatever, or decorating your bed space. There's so much. They do really try to, you know, not dehumanize your child. But it's very difficult in the most, you know, inhuman, not inhumane, but it's not a human space, really. It's a very difficult space, but it's also incredible, and it saved my daughter's life. So thank you, Critical Care Unit Oxford. You saved her.